Right. We're very fortunate to have with us a senior medical student. Her name is May Hamidan. May, I wonder if you could talk to Dr. Hudson and ask him whatever questions you wish.
Yeah, it's great to meet you.
It's wonderful meeting you. Thank you so much for coming. It's been such a privilege hearing about everything that you've done throughout your career, and I was just wondering if I could ask you, what decisions did you make that you feel led you towards this skyrocketing trajectory?
Well, you know, if you look in retrospect, sometimes it looks like skyrocketing, and I suppose I could paint a picture of indicating that this is the way I planned it. You know, I went here and here and here. But it wasn't. I didn't do any planning. My mother did a lot of praying, and I would get a hold to a problem. And when you are working, if you are really concerned about what it is you're doing and not trying to impress people, sometimes we expend a lot of energy of trying to impress people. And what it is we should do is to think more about where your heart is and what you're doing and how interested in what it is you're doing you are. And you will be seen, and people will come to you, and they will speak to you. So I think it's more of impressing people in that manner by doing what it is you want to do. And I've said many times at Hampton, there were many proposals that came to Hampton to tell us what was good for us. But we had a plan, and we evaluated what came to us. And if someone wanted to give us, say, $1 billion to set up a chicken farm, well, we would not have taken it because a chicken farm was not in our plan. And so they would keep their $1 billion. So you have to make sure what you want to do and not be detracted by something that's not very positive because it's on a silver platter. And so that you think about where you're going and keep your eyes there rather than looking at the periphery.
I'm wondering, Roy, let's say you're now talking to a group of young students of all kinds. And what would you say beyond what you just said in terms of how should these young people develop to achieve whatever they wish to do in life?
Well, the first thing I'd say that you're not an island to yourself.
Oh, I love that.
There are other
You're
people.
only one. We're all a family.
We are family,
and by
and
golly,
we need
a big
each
family.
other. And we need each other, and we need to have a sensitivity in terms of what is it I'm about to do, and what if that were going to be done to me? What would be my responses? And so that we are our brother's keeper, and we should function in a world in that manner. Because it's so easy to be a I, me, and my, rather than looking at others and pulling up everyone together.
What would you advise young people a little more? What's the next step?
Well, as I'd say, be true to yourself, and in so doing, try to move the world toward a place where you want to maintain motivation, and when people say equity, equity doesn't mean that you make a total level playing field, but you don't inhibit where people are going to go on their own, and allow that to occur, and to give it your all. As Paul said, I've run the course, I finished the course rather, I fought a good fight, and I don't know the quote exactly, but we look to him. Paul was quite a philosopher. In fact, I think he was the first psychiatrist, because he said, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are of good report, and that's not in order, and whatsoever things are lovely, if there be any virtue, if there be any praise, think on these things. Keep a mind full of positive ideas, not just about yourself, but about the world at large. And we live in a world where the haves have 90%, and there are a whole lot of have-nots that have little or nothing. And something should be done about that.